Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Hanok. If you're new here, I'm a system administrator based in Boston, Massachusetts. And in this video, I want to talk about the 5 soft skills you need in a help desk job. Now, it's pretty obvious that technical skills are very important and indeed necessary to work in information technology. But a lot of times people forget that information technology is ultimately a job that revolves around people. And for that reason, a lot of people tend to really focus in on the technical side of the job and forget about the human skills that they need. In this video, what I want to do is list the top 5 human skills or soft skills a help desk person needs in order to shine in their position. So the first skill I'll mention is customer service. Customer service is key in help desk position. I'd probably put that as the #1 skill that you need, and regardless of technical or non-technical, especially in a role like help desk position. You're dealing with people at a time where they're having issues. They're probably negative about it. In order to deal with customers like that, you need empathy, you need patience, you need to be able to listen to them and understand what they're saying. And having good customer service skills will not only make your job easier and interaction easier for that customer or employee, whoever you're supporting, but that person might turn around and give you praise and talk to your manager about you and stuff like that. So I think customer service is a very, very key skill to have. The second skill that you need is communication. Now, communication can fall under customer service, but I think it's big enough to be its own category. And what I mean by communication is both good communication with your employees and customers that you're supporting, but also good communication with your peers and coworkers and your manager. I think having effective communication where you're clear and concise will save you a lot of trouble. You want to be able to effectively communicate the stuff that you're doing, right? You don't want to come off as not knowing what you're doing. So having the vocabulary to express those things will come in handy. What I'll add to that is the easier for you it is to communicate things like your career goals or trouble that you're having, the easier you're able to get help, right? Whether that's from your manager or other senior folks in your team, stuff like that. So having good communication will come in handy. Third is time management. Now, time management is key, especially in a help desk role, because you are getting bombarded with very small and quick work. So what I mean is that a lot of the work that comes in is employees having issues with their computers and stuff like that, right? You're going to be dealing with phone calls, you're going to be dealing with emails, and then you're going to be dealing with tickets, as well as potentially if you're in a company where walk-ups are welcome. So having the time management skills will be very handy in order for you not to get overwhelmed. Part of this will be fleshed out in the way that your team works. It's not likely that you'll be responsible to do all 4 things. Every company has its own ways of doing things. The easier it is for you to manage your time and your tasks, the better you'll be as far as stress level and getting overwhelmed. Definitely a key skill to have under your belt. The 4th skill that I will mention is can arguably be deemed as technical, but I put it in this list because I think the approach is a soft skill, human skill, whatever you want to call it. And the skill that I'm talking about is troubleshooting. So the reason why I include troubleshooting on this list is because I've personally fallen into a victim of looking into issues endlessly without kind of asking the right questions, right? So I remember there have been times where, I'll get a call or an email or a ticket where somebody's complaining that their email isn't working. In their wording, they might make assumptions about what the problem is. So they might say, the network is down. If you don't take the time to ask the right questions, right? Like, what is the error message you're seeing? Can you access these other things that might be on the network? Asking the right questions will allow you to narrow down the issue and come to the right conclusion or to the right solution much faster. The last skill that I'll mention is documentation. Now, documentation I'm splitting into two parts, right? So there's documentation within your job. This may not fall on you depending on how your team runs. And in any IT team, it's really key to have good documentation because you run into the same issues multiple times, hundreds of times. So when you face an issue that's new and you document it, a lot of times people just can go back and reference that document and don't have to redo all the troubleshooting and stuff like that. So that's one aspect of documentation that's super key. The other documentation that I want to talk about is the documentation for yourself. What I like to do alongside documenting for the team, I also try to, I'm not usually good about it, to take notes on things that I'm learning, issues that I've resolved but maybe aren't like they're super specific, they're not like common. There's been so many times where I've done tickets or I've gone through a project and the same thing comes back a year or 2 years later and I have no idea what to do, right? I remember that I did it and I remember that I've done it, but I don't remember the specific technical things that occurred during that time. Had I had documentations written, it would have just been as easy as going back and looking at those documentations. So documenting for yourself is as important as having documentations for your team as well. Those are 5 soft skills that I would say are necessary for a help desk position. Thanks for checking it out, and be sure to like the video if you found any value out of it, and hit that subscribe button for more IT and system administration videos. Until next time, peace.